Now I'll write the completely new story following the successful patterns identified. 237 heads turned toward the entrance at exactly 6:47 p.m. The French doors of the Ritz-Carlton ballroom in Naples, Florida, stood closed for just one more second. Then they opened. I'm Maya Chen, 34 years old, divorced, mother to a 7-year-old daughter named Lily, and until 5 minutes ago, the family failure nobody wanted at my half-sister Victoria's destination wedding. But let me back up. 5 years ago, I was married to Derek Walsh, a finance guy who worked 80-hour weeks and came home smelling like his secretary's perfume. I ignored the signs because I was 29 and stupid and thought marriage meant forever. I was working as a junior graphic designer, making okay money but nothing impressive. We lived in a decent apartment in Chicago. We were trying for a baby. Then, one Thursday in March, I came home early from a doctor's appointment. The fertility specialist had just told me my hormone levels were fine, that maybe Derek should get tested too. I was excited to tell him. I walked into our bedroom and found him in our bed with Cassidy from his office. She was 23. They didn't even stop when I opened the door. The divorce took 6 months. My parents took his side. Not officially. They never said the words "we think you drove him away." They didn't have to. My mother's tone said everything. Maybe if you'd been more supportive of his career. You know, Maya, marriage takes work. You can't just give up. Did you really need to hire such an expensive lawyer? My father didn't say much. He just looked disappointed every time he saw me, like I'd personally ruined the family name by failing to keep a man who never wanted to be kept. Victoria was 19 then, fresh out of her first year at Northwestern, living with our parents in their house in Oak Park. She was the golden child, same mother as me, but somehow she got all the charm and none of my stubborn streak. She'd watch me cry at family dinners and say nothing, just ate her salad and scrolled through her phone. After the divorce, I moved into a tiny one-bedroom in Logan Square. I threw myself into work. I took on freelance projects. I learned animation software on YouTube. I stopped going to family events because the looks were too much. The pity, the judgment, the whispers. My mother called once a month. The conversations always went the same way. Have you met anyone? I'm focused on work, Mom. You know, you're not getting any younger. And Lily needs a father figure. Lily, my daughter. I adopted her when she was 3, 2 years after my divorce. I'd been volunteering at a children's hospital, doing art therapy sessions with kids in the cancer ward. That's where I met her. Big brown eyes. Curly hair that never stayed in the ponytails the nurses tried to wrangle it into. She was in remission from leukemia, and her foster family was giving her up because they couldn't handle the medical needs. The first time I read her Where the Wild Things Are, she fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. Something in my chest cracked open. I filled out the adoption paperwork that week. My parents were horrified. You can't even keep a husband, and now you want to raise someone else's sick child? I didn't invite them to the adoption finalization, just me, Lily, and my lawyer in a courthouse in downtown Chicago. Lily wore a yellow dress. I cried through the whole thing. She whispered, "Don't be sad, Mama. I'm happy." That was 3 years ago. In those 3 years, I worked my ass off. I left the agency I was at and joined a boutique creative studio. I got promoted to art director. I led campaigns for major brands. I won a silver ADDY award at the American Advertising Federation competition last year. Then a gold. Then the Judge's Choice Award. My work got featured in Communication Arts magazine. I spoke on a panel at a design conference in Austin. I bought a condo in Wicker Park. I enrolled Lily in a private school where they understood her medical history and didn't treat her like she was fragile. I learned to braid her hair in 17 different ways from YouTube tutorials. We went to the zoo every Sunday. We were happy. My parents knew none of this. They never asked. The monthly phone calls got shorter. Are you seeing anyone? No, Mom. Victoria's dating a wonderful man. He's in finance, very successful. That's great. His parents have a house in Naples. Can you imagine? I could imagine. I just didn't care. Then, 3 months ago, a cream-colored envelope arrived in my mailbox. Heavy cardstock, gold embossing. Victoria and Bradley Chen Warren request the honor of your presence at their wedding ceremony. Naples, Florida. Saturday, June 15th. Black tie optional. There was a note inside, handwritten on Victoria's monogrammed stationery. Maya, I know we haven't been close lately, but you're still my sister. Mom and Dad really want you there. Please come. It would mean a lot. P.S. I understand if you can't bring a +1. I stared at that P.S. for a long time. I called my mother. Did you know she was inviting me? Of course, Maya. She's your sister. The note was pretty condescending. Oh, don't be sensitive. She's trying to be considerate. She knows your situation. My situation. Code for divorced, single, raising an adopted kid. What if I come? My mother paused. I could hear her television in the background. Some HGTV show. That would be lovely. But Maya, please don't overshadow Victoria. This is her day. I know you've been going through a hard time, but try to be happy for her. Going through a hard time. Like the last 5 years had been one long depression and not a complete life reconstruction. I'll think about it. I hung up and looked at Lily. She was doing homework at the kitchen table, tongue stuck out in concentration. Lily, baby, how do you feel about going to Florida? She looked up. Is there a beach? Yes. Can I get a new swimsuit? Yes. Then I feel great about it. I booked the flights that night. I also did something I'd been putting off. I called Marcus. Marcus Rivera was an architect I'd met 6 months ago when my firm partnered with his company on a mixed-use development project in River North. Tall, dark hair, going silver at the temples, nice smile. We'd gotten coffee a few times, then dinner. Then he'd met Lily, and she'd spent an hour showing him her rock collection, and he'd listened like it was the most interesting thing in the world. We'd been taking it slow. He knew about Derek. He knew about my family. He was patient. Maya, hi. I was just thinking about you. I need a favor. Okay. My sister's getting married in Florida in 3 months. My family thinks I'm a failure. I want to show them they're wrong. Would you come with me? He was quiet for a moment. Then, I'd be honored. You don't think that's crazy? I think your family sounds exhausting, and I think you deserve to walk into that wedding with your head up. So yes, I'll come. I exhaled. Thank you. Also, for the record, I don't think you're a failure. I think you're remarkable. I cried after I hung up. Lily asked why. I told her they were happy tears. She climbed into my lap and hugged me. The next 3 months were a blur. I had a campaign launch. I had Lily's school recital. I had to find a dress for the wedding that said I'm successful and happy without screaming I'm trying too hard. I settled on a deep emerald green gown, fitted but elegant, with a high slit and an open back. I bought new heels. I got my hair done professionally the day before we left, loose waves that made me look like I'd stepped off a magazine cover. Marcus got a tailored navy suit. Lily got a pink tulle dress she insisted on wearing around the apartment for 3 days straight before we left. We flew out on Thursday. The wedding was Saturday. Victoria had planned a whole weekend. Thursday night welcome cocktails. Friday morning beach yoga that I knew I wasn't invited to. Followed by a rehearsal dinner I definitely wasn't invited to. Saturday ceremony at sunset, reception after. We checked into our hotel. Not the Ritz-Carlton where the wedding was, because that was $2,000 a night and I had limits. We stayed at a nice Marriott down the beach. We unpacked. Marcus took Lily to the pool while I answered work emails. That evening was the welcome cocktail party. On the Ritz-Carlton terrace, overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, I put on a white linen dress. Marcus wore a button-down and slacks. Lily stayed with a babysitter the hotel recommended. We arrived at 7. The terrace was packed. Maybe 60 people. String lights overhead. A bar in the corner. Waiters with trays of champagne and bacon-wrapped dates. I spotted my mother first. She was talking to a woman in a pink caftan, laughing. She looked good, tan, relaxed. She saw me and her face did something complicated. Surprise, confusion. Something that might have been annoyance. She excused herself and walked over. Maya, you came. You sound surprised. I'm glad. You look nice. Thanks, Mom. This is Marcus. Marcus extended his hand. Mrs. Chen, pleasure to meet you. My mother shook it limply. Rivera. That's Spanish? My father's from Mexico. My mother's Italian. And what do you do? I'm an architect. I design residential and commercial spaces. Oh, how nice. She said it like he'd told her he collected garbage. Where's Victoria? I asked. Inside, talking to Bradley's parents. They're lovely people. His father owns a hedge fund. Of course he did. I'll go say hi. My mother grabbed my wrist. Maya, remember what I said. This is her weekend. Don't make it about you. I pulled my wrist back. I'm here to celebrate her, Mom. That's it. We walked inside. The ballroom was gorgeous. Floor-to-ceiling windows, chandeliers, white roses everywhere. Victoria was in the center, holding court. She looked beautiful, long blonde hair in perfect waves. A white rehearsal dress that probably cost more than my rent. She was laughing at something Bradley's mother said. I walked up. Victoria. She turned. Her smile froze. Maya. Oh my God, you actually came. You invited me. I know, I didn't think you'd actually show up. And you brought someone? This is Marcus. Marcus shook her hand. Congratulations. Beautiful venue. Thank you. She looked between us. So you two are? Together, I said. That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. After everything with Derek, I was worried you'd given up. The way she said it. Like I was a charity case. I'm doing great, actually. I can see that. You look good. Different. Did you lose weight? No. Oh. Well, you look good. She turned to Bradley. Babe, this is my sister Maya, the one I told you about. Bradley was tall, prematurely balding, wearing a smile that didn't reach his eyes. The single mom. Victoria mentioned you adopted a kid. Her name's Lily. She's 7. That's generous of you. Where is she tonight? With a sitter. Probably for the best. Kids at weddings can be a lot. Marcus squeezed my hand. Victoria leaned in. I'm so glad you're here, Maya. Really. I know we haven't been close, but you're still family. And I wanted you to see this. To see that good things can happen. Maybe it'll inspire you. I smiled. It already has. The rest of the night was more of the same. Relatives I hadn't seen in years, all with the same shocked expressions. Aunt Diane, who pulled me aside to ask if Marcus knew about my situation. Uncle Robert, who asked if I was still doing that computer art thing or if I'd found a real job. Cousins who'd heard about the divorce and wanted details. I smiled through all of it. Marcus stayed by my side. At one point, I overheard my mother talking to Victoria's future mother-in-law. Yes, that's my older daughter. She's had a hard few years. Divorce, raising a child alone. We're just so glad she found someone. We were worried, you know. At her age, options become limited. I wanted to leave. Marcus saw my face. Want to get out of here? So badly. We said goodbye to Victoria. She hugged me, whispered, Thank you for coming. It means so much. Then, quieter, I really hope you find what I have someday. I smiled and didn't correct her. We walked back to our hotel along the beach. The moon was full. The waves were loud. Your family is something else, Marcus said. I should have warned you. You did. I just didn't realize it was that bad. Now you know why I don't visit. He stopped walking. Maya, you know none of what they said is true, right? I know. No, I mean it. You're one of the most successful people I know. You've built an incredible life. You're an amazing mother. You're talented and strong, and you don't need their validation. I looked at him. I know that, logically, but hearing it still sucks. Then let's make tomorrow suck less. How? He smiled. You'll see. The next day, Friday, we stayed away from the wedding events. We took Lily to the beach. We built sandcastles. We got ice cream. Marcus asked me about my work, and I told him about the campaign I'd just finished for a national furniture brand. He told me about the building he was designing, a 20-story residential tower with a vertical garden. Lily asked if Marcus was my boyfriend. I said yes. She asked if that meant he was going to live with us. Marcus said. Would you want that? She said. Only if you promise to like my rocks, he promised. That evening, while Lily watched a movie, Marcus and I sat on the hotel balcony. I did something, he said. What? I made a video. About you, your work, your achievements. I compiled photos from your website, clips from that panel you did in Austin, images of your awards. I set it to music. It's about 3 minutes long. I stared at him. Why? Because tomorrow, you're going to walk into that wedding, and your family is going to see you as you actually are. Not as the failure they've decided you are. I already sent it to Victoria's wedding planner. She's going to play it during the reception, right before dinner. You did what? I told her it was a tribute from the family. She thought it was sweet. Marcus, you deserve this, Maya. You've spent 5 years being invisible to them. Tomorrow, they're going to see you. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What if it makes things worse? Then things get worse. But at least you'll know you didn't hide. I kissed him. Thank you. Saturday arrived faster than I wanted. I spent 2 hours getting ready. Hair, makeup, dress. I looked at myself in the mirror and barely recognized the woman staring back. Confident, elegant, put together. Lily wore her pink dress. Marcus wore his navy suit. We looked like a family. The ceremony was at 6. We arrived at 5:45. The beach setup was stunning. White chairs in rows. An arch covered in roses and greenery. The sun was starting to set, painting everything gold and pink. We sat in the back. My parents were in the front row. They didn't turn around. The ceremony was beautiful. I'll give Victoria that. She looked radiant. Bradley looked nervous. They said their vows. Everyone cried. I even cried a little, though I wasn't sure why. Then it was over. They kissed. Everyone applauded. The processional started. The wedding party walked back down the aisle. Victoria saw me as she passed. She smiled. It looked genuine. Cocktail hour was on the terrace. I saw my father. He was talking to a group of men, all holding scotch. Dad. He turned. Maya, you look well. Thanks. You too. This is quite something, isn't it? Bradley's family really went all out. It's beautiful. Victoria's done well for herself. She has. He looked at Marcus. You're the boyfriend. Yes, sir. Marcus Rivera. They shook hands. My father's grip was firm. Assessing. What do you do? I'm an architect. Profitable? Marcus didn't flinch. I do well enough. Good. Maya needs someone stable. After the last one, I felt my jaw tighten. Dad, I'm just saying. Choices have consequences. You made some bad ones. I'm glad you're trying again. Marcus put his hand on my back. Actually, sir, Maya made the best choice she could have made. She left a man who didn't respect her, built a career most people would kill for, and raised an incredible daughter. She didn't need me. She chose me. There's a difference. My father blinked. Well, yes, of course. He walked away. I looked at Marcus. You didn't have to. Yes, I did. Dinner was announced. We moved into the ballroom. 237 guests. Round tables with towering centerpieces. A DJ in the corner. A dance floor. A massive screen on one wall for toasts and photos. We found our table. Table 17, near the back, with people I didn't know. Marcus pulled out my chair. I sat. Lily was with the sitter again, thank God. I wouldn't have wanted her to hear what was coming. Salads arrived. People ate and talked. The DJ played soft jazz. Then the speeches started. Best man, maid of honor, funny stories, sweet stories. Everyone laughed. Everyone applauded. Then the DJ said, "We have one more video tribute before dinner. This one's from the family." The lights dimmed. The screen lit up. My face appeared. A photo from the design conference in Austin. I was on stage, mid-presentation. The caption read, Maya Chen, art director. Another photo, me holding my gold Addy Award. Then another, me with my team at the agency. Then a clip from a podcast interview I'd done about creativity and resilience. My voice filled the ballroom. I think the hardest moments teach us the most. After my divorce, I had to rebuild everything. My career, my sense of self, my life. And in that process, I discovered I was capable of more than I ever imagined. Another photo, me and Lily at the zoo, then one of us at her school recital. The caption, Mother to Lily Chen, 7. Then photos of my work, campaigns I designed, billboards, magazine spreads, the communication arts feature. The final slide was a quote I'd said during the Austin panel. You don't need anyone's permission to build the life you want. You just need the courage to start. The video ended. The lights came up. The ballroom was silent. Every single person was staring. Some at the screen, some at me. My mother's mouth was open. My father looked confused. Victoria's face was pale. The DJ, oblivious, said, Beautiful tribute. Let's give Chen a round of applause. Scattered clapping started. Then more. Then the whole room was applauding. I sat there, frozen, feeling 237 pairs of eyes on me. Marcus leaned over. You okay? I don't know. My mother stood. She walked over to our table. Her face was red. What was that? A video about my life. I didn't authorize that. You didn't need to. Maya, this is Victoria's day. You couldn't just let her have this without making it about you? Something inside me snapped. I stood. You're right, Mom. This is Victoria's day. And I came here to celebrate her. But you know what? For the last 5 years, you've treated me like a failure, like something to be ashamed of. You've never once asked me how I'm doing. You've never asked about Lily. You've never acknowledged that I built a life I'm proud of. So yeah, I let Marcus make that video, because I wanted you to see that I'm not the person you think I am. I'm not broken. I'm not struggling. I'm happy. And I don't need your approval anymore. The table next to us had stopped talking. People were listening. My mother's eyes were shiny. I never said you were a failure. You didn't have to. Victoria appeared. What's going on? My mother turned to her. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Your sister just showed me what she's accomplished, Victoria said quietly. I didn't know any of that, Maya. Why didn't you tell me? You never asked. She looked down. I'm sorry. It's fine. No, it's not. I invited you here because I felt sorry for you. I thought I was being generous. But you didn't need my pity. You never did. I didn't know what to say. Bradley appeared at Victoria's side. His phone was in his hand. His face was white. Victoria, we need to talk. Not now. Now. She looked at him. What's wrong? Outside. They left. My mother followed. So did Bradley's parents. I looked at Marcus. Should we? Absolutely not. This isn't our circus. But the circus came to us. 10 minutes later, Victoria rushed back in. Her eyes were red. Her mascara was running. She grabbed the microphone from the DJ. Can I have everyone's attention, please? The room went quiet. I'm sorry, but there's been a complication. The wedding is postponed. Dinner will still be served. Please enjoy yourselves. I need to go. She dropped the microphone. It squealed feedback. She ran out. The ballroom erupted. Voices. Questions. My mother was at the door, on her phone. My father stood in the corner, looking lost. Marcus and I sat there. What just happened? I asked. A woman at the next table leaned over. I heard his ex-girlfriend showed up. She's pregnant. Says it's his. Oh my God. We stayed for 10 more minutes. Then we left. We collected Lily from the sitter. We walked on the beach. Lily ran ahead, chasing waves. Marcus put his arm around me. How are you feeling? Honestly, I don't know. Sad for Victoria. Relieved I'm not the scandal anymore. Guilty that I'm relieved. You're allowed to feel all of that. I didn't want this. I didn't want her wedding to fall apart. That's not your fault. That's Bradley's fault. My mom probably blames me. Let her. Lily ran back to us. Can we stay one more day? I like it here. I looked at Marcus. He nodded. Yeah, baby. We can stay. That night, I got a text from Victoria. I'm sorry. For everything. For how I treated you. For the things I said. You didn't deserve any of it. I was jealous. You built a life on your own terms, and I was just following what everyone expected. I hope you can forgive me. Also, Bradley and I are done. His ex is 9 months pregnant. He was lying the whole time. I should have listened to you about choices having consequences. I wrote back. I'm sorry about Bradley. That's awful, and I forgive you. But Victoria, you have to forgive yourself too. And you have to stop living for Mom and Dad's approval. It'll never be enough. She sent back a heart emoji. I didn't hear from my parents that night, or the next day, or the day after. We flew home on Monday. Life returned to normal. Work, Lily's school, date nights with Marcus. He moved in 2 months later. Lily cried happy tears. So did I. 3 months after the wedding that wasn't, I got an invitation to coffee from Victoria. We met at a cafe in Lincoln Park. She looked different. Shorter hair, less makeup, more relaxed. I'm moving to Portland, she said. For what? For me. I got into a grad program. Social work. I want to help people. I don't want to be the person I was. That's amazing, Victoria. I'm sorry I wasn't a better sister. I'm sorry I disappeared. You had to. I understand that now. We talked for 2 hours. Really talked. About Derek. About Bradley. About our parents. About the impossible standards we'd been raised with. About the different ways we'd tried to meet them. When we left, she hugged me. I'm proud of you, Maya. I should have said that years ago. I'm proud of you too. 6 months after that, my firm promoted me to creative director. I gave a speech at the company meeting. I thanked my team. I thanked Lily for teaching me resilience. I thanked Marcus for believing in me. I didn't thank my parents. They weren't there. But later that night, my mother called. I saw your promotion announcement on LinkedIn. Oh, yeah, it just happened. I'm proud of you, Maya. I almost dropped the phone. What? I said I'm proud of you. I haven't been fair to you. Your father and I, we had certain expectations. And when your life didn't look like what we pictured, we didn't handle it well. But you've done something remarkable. You've built a life I couldn't have imagined. And I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. I was crying. Thank you, Mom. Can we try again? Maybe you and Lily and Marcus could come for dinner? I'd like that. Good. I'll make your favorite. And Maya? Yeah? Lily's lucky to have you. We're all lucky to have you. I hung up and sat on the couch. Marcus came over. You okay? My mom just apologized. That's good, right? Yeah, it's really good. Lily climbed into my lap. Why are you crying, Mama? Because sometimes happy things make you cry too. That's confusing. I know, baby. She hugged me. Marcus hugged us both. And I realized something. I didn't need my mother's apology to be happy. I'd already built the life I wanted. Her words didn't change anything. They just confirmed what I already knew. I was enough. I'd always been enough. And the people who mattered had seen it all along. That night, before bed, I looked at myself in the mirror. The same woman who'd walked into that ballroom 6 months ago. The same woman who'd sat through that video. The same woman who'd stood up to her mother. But different too. Lighter. Free. I thought about that night. The 237 people. The silent room. The applause. The look on my mother's face. And I smiled. Because I'd done it. Not for them. For me. And that made all the difference.